Good morning again, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I've got a subject for you that is interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and this is good news and bad news. It's actually pretty big news, either way you look at it, and it turns out, again, I don't want to alarm anybody, and I don't have a lot of alarming videos as far as I know, but I do like to mention that there could be a trigger warning in this one. If you are of the opinion that the United States, if you live in the United States, is on a good road, you might be a little bit shocked and disappointed after hearing this news. So here's the problem. God bless our founding fathers for their wisdom, but also their oversights. There turns out were some oversights. They failed to include some important information in the Constitution, such as the fact that it's a symbol and isn't the source of rights itself, but reflective of an objective reality whereby something works in civilized society, and it is there to remind people of what works, not to create it from scratch as a document. They forgot to mention that, and other things such as this big one, this big oversight that I'm about to mention. In the basic fundamental design of this country, there is a wild, gaping hole in the design. It's a show-stopping bug. It's a design flaw. And I cannot believe that nobody has talked about this previously or examined it, because I'm almost 100% sure it's being exploited already. It's a low-hanging fruit, if you will, and it's gonna shock you. But here it is. Okay, enough build-up. It is the problem with the fundamental premise that America is a democracy, while doing zero to combat the potential for abuse via financial influence of voters. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to try to rephrase that. So in this country, it is widely acknowledged and supported and understood that campaigns cost money. Votes can be bought, and there's almost nothing that is done to prevent this from happening. It's expected. It's by design. But here's your problem. Here's the big show-stopping bug. When somebody is elected to office and they control a budget up to and including the national federal government and the U.S. Treasury, they have the power at that point to elect whomever they choose by buying votes to support ongoing agendas, ongoing elections, ongoing democratic processes. If you control the Treasury, you control democracy itself. You can literally just print money and buy as many votes as you need. And I think I want to say it was an oversight, because it's embarrassingly simple. If you can just print off votes for yourself, that seems like a big problem, doesn't it? You can just literally print as many votes as you need to stay in office, or you or your buddies or whoever the hell, seems like a problem to me. It wouldn't have even made it past the drawing board if they had thought of this. It's so obvious and painful that they must have just been distracted. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what happened, but it doesn't work. That doesn't work. That's not democracy. Even in principle, you don't have fairness. You don't have the will of the people if whoever's elected is just wielding their budgets so that they can keep their friends in office. This isn't even remotely the will of the people. It's not even like on the surface the will of the people by design. Come on. Even if the will of the people is good, which that's another conversation. So I hate to be the bringer of bad news. I did say that there is good news. The good news is that from the truth, you can finally advance forward in some way. You can find the path only through the truth, through reality, that is, and move forward in some constructive way. You can fix the problems. Problems do have solutions, and unfortunately, every single one of the federal government's agencies and projects are bound and based on the same principle. So there's going to be a gigantic problem as soon as this information is widely known, that the principle itself of democracy is compromised just by the fact that governments themselves have and control their own budgets, and that votes can be purchased and are purchased by design. There's a problem. Okay, well, reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.